this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts with day 27 of my 28-day Christmas card challenge. So the challenge is nearly over, but I promised you when I showed you these wooden embellishments in my recent hauls, these were the ones I bought first. They were just 50p at the works, and these I think were £2. I told you I would make a Christmas card with these, so I thought I'd just pop this into the challenge rather than waiting till after the challenge. I will be making more Christmas cards once this challenge is over. And I think when I first posted these, I told you you can actually heat emboss these. So I'm going to show you today how you do this and then how you can turn it into a card afterwards. I'm going to film this in two parts. So first the technique and then how I assemble these. I've already cut myself the pieces, but I'm going to go through them later. So what you need to heat emboss these, as you do with any heat embossing, you need your Versamark stamp and you need some embossing powder. I just went for white because I want a snowy scene on mine. And what I have created here is I have created myself, well, it's a sort of embossing wand. I got the idea from Gerry's craft room, and she made one of these, which basically is a piece of cardboard, and she put like a post-it strip on these. So this is tacky, and you can basically put your embellishment, especially if you've got small embellishments, on here, and then you can put it onto your embossing pad and then into the embossing powder. I've found though that my post-it is not as sticky, so I actually used some removable adhesive on the roller, so I can just apply that there. So just show you how you would do that. I can actually do it with these two. And then you've just got it here, which is also good because when you heat it up, you've got your fingers away from the embellishment. But because I was doing quite a few embellishments, I decided this was a bit too laborious to do them, and I wanted to do more than one embellishment at a time. So I just used a bigger cardstock. Apologies if you can hear some scratching in the background. That's my cat who's just woken up and would like to come into the craft room. I'll leave him to scratch the door. And yeah, so I decided to have more than one embellishment, or do more than one embellishment at a time. So I just stuck these on a bigger piece, again with the removable tape, and then stamped these and heat embossed these, left them to cool, and then did the same thing again. So I've got two coatings on these. I found the first coating wasn't covering the wood too well. So the nice thing about this is they've still got the wooden sides, so it's really just the top, and they look a bit as if they've been covered in icing sugar, which I think is really nice. So I just show you the method here again with the embossing wand. So like you do with a normal stamp, just press it into your stamp pad. I've got my embossing powder in a box, which makes it really, really easy to use. I just need to pop this in here, dab it off so all the excess can go back in the box. And apologies now for the noise with the heat tool. I'm going to heat that up first. I'm keeping on the second setting. So as you can maybe see, this is the first coating. It has obviously warmed up the glue now, so I'll have to stick that down again for the second coating. As I leave it to cool, make sure it's all stuck down because you don't want the embossing powder to end up on your pad. So I'm just doing the same thing again. Dab it in here. And again, if you use tweezers, I just wanted to say you avoid doing this, but I've done it anyway now. So apparently my adhesive is not strong enough. Because the problem is if you handle them like this, you're likely to put your fingers onto the embossing powder. But you can do it like this if you wanted to. What you need to do though is when you heat it up, you need to hold it in place, and I just use my pokey tool for that, so I'll demonstrate this now. So as I said, use a stronger adhesive on your embossing wand. So hold it firmly down. So you see, this is very quick, and this looks now like really shiny and like proper icing sugar. I love this. So I'm going to do my other little house, make sure I've got enough pieces to stick onto the card, and then I'm coming back to show you how I assemble my card. Okay, the cat's been fed, he's happy now and back to sleep. I just want to show you what else I've done after heat embossing these little houses. So you can't see them down here. As I said to you before, I had already cut these to size. I have two of these dies that cut these wavy borders, but obviously you can cut them by hand and be quite random with this. I chose one that's very wavy, and the other one's a bit flatter because I wanted to put the houses on this one. And I've also stamped my sentiment and put some clear embossing powder. It is not very visible because it's a very fine stamp, but I thought this would go nicely with the glossy embellishments. So, and then I have put these on foam squares. Reason being is I would like to put these embellishments slightly behind them, behind these wavy bits of cardstock, because these houses, they obviously are flat at the bottom and they don't quite fit across the wavy lines, but you don't have to do that. You can basically sit them on the same level. I had already stuck one of them. Oh, the other thing I did, because white on white doesn't really show that nicely, I used just my blending brush and just the ink I had on it, the blue. I just went over this a bit so you would have a bit of a different background. Very subtle, but it makes quite a bit of difference. So I had already stuck one of my houses down, and I thought this looks a bit boring, and I thought, oh, it would look nice if I had some light behind it. And then I thought I could just put a piece of cardstock behind the window there. So that's what I did here. Just used it from my scraps. I've got loads of scraps, and I just stuck this behind there. And I'm also going to put something behind the heart, just give it a bit more colour. I'm not too fussed about the bits that actually are on the top where we've got the blue in the background, because that has got this contrast there, but the white on white or white on the light blue didn't have a lot of contrast. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to back the ones up. I've also got a tree that I want to put some red cardstock behind, and I'm going to do this now, pop these down, and then I'll show you the finished card. Okay, this is what my card looked like now that I've finished it. So I have backed the little houses and these trees at the bottom here with cardstock. I don't know if you can see it. I think it doesn't show too well in this light and the sun's just going. And I have popped these, as I said before, behind the cardstock here, and the same on the top, so they actually sit on the same level. Not sure if I'm not too close to the camera now to show that. So there we go. That's my finished card. Another idea how to use different embellishments on your Christmas cards. So whilst I'm here with you, I know we've got one more day to go. I would like to tell you about my big giveaway. In this 28-day card challenge, Christmas card challenge, I have made more cards than I could actually give away or send myself. So I thought I'm giving cards to my viewers. So 5 viewers of you can win a Christmas card from the playlist here, from my challenge. All you need to do for that is to like my channel and to tell me in your comments which 3 of my cards you like best. And I'm going to pick the winners at random and I'll try to tell you I'm trying to send you one of your favourite Christmas cards if I've still got it. I hope not everyone likes the same cards, but everyone's got a different taste anyway. So the competition ends on the 20th of November, so the card will reach you in time for Christmas. I will leave it blank though for you to pass it on to somebody else, so I'm not going to write my greetings in them. You have to be in the UK or in Europe for me to send it out, because I can't afford to send anything abroad at the moment. So let me know if you like this Christmas card today, and if you did, I'm happy if you gave me a thumbs up, or if you would like to subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos, I'd be very happy about that too. See you soon.